Hi, I'm Allie, and I'm living Chronic Faith. Thanks for stopping by. Every year, resurrection season seems to go by so quickly. This year, before we get to Resurrection Sunday and the empty tomb, even before we get to Good Friday and the old rugged cross, I want to pause for a minute at Palm Sunday and the borrowed donkey. See, I believe that each one of us has a God-given purpose, and we need the resources in order to walk out and accomplish that purpose. I also believe that God has those resources designated and set aside for his purpose in our lives. The Word of God says this: As they approached Jerusalem and came to Bethphage on the Mount of Olives, Jesus sent 2 disciples, saying to them, "Go to the village ahead of you, and at once you will find a donkey tied there with her colt by her. Untie them and bring them to me. If anyone says anything to you, say that the Lord needs them, and he will send them right away." What a beautiful reminder that the provision we need for the purpose of God in our lives has already been set aside. Jesus sends these 2 disciples on an errand to go pick up his ride into Jerusalem. They have no idea where they're going, who they're going to encounter, and what is going to be said to them. But Jesus already has a plan in place. And how incredible it must have been for them. Jesus has been there with them the whole time. When did he have an opportunity to have a conversation with someone about a donkey? Here's the thing. This whole scenario was to fulfill a prophecy that had been spoken about Jesus centuries and generations ago. And that's the thing about our purpose. If God has called us to something, then he has already made provision for us to accomplish that calling long before we got here, way before we ever knew the plan, way before we ever had a need for the provision. The thing that you need to do what God called you to do is waiting for you. The disciples didn't have to go and negotiate. They didn't have to come up with an explanation on the spot. The only thing that they had to do was go where they were sent. What is the thing that God is calling you to? What is your God-given purpose? I pray that today you'll be reminded that whatever it is that you need to accomplish that purpose that God has placed deep inside of you has already been set aside and is waiting for you with your name on it. All you have to do is go where he sends you. I love you. I'm praying for you. Happy Palm Sunday. I'll talk to you soon. Living Chronic Faith is a faith-first community of believers living with chronic medical conditions and the loved ones who support them. For more support, encouragement, and resources, join the membership for free at www.livingchronicfaith.com.